All right, here's a speech given by Lubavitcher Rebbe, and it's it wasn't intended to be in a slant, but when they put this is a speech which was given in 1956. The Rebbe gave the speech in 1956. The Rebbe began actually being officially, he began leading Chabad in 1951. This is 56. This is printed by someone took a lot of the books of Chabad and put them into print. Wonderful. It's a tremendous blessing. But sometimes they came a little slanted. So it's okay. We'll have to slant a little bit. Okay, today is the 15th. Ready? Let's go. Today is the 15th day. Yeah. Let's make it a little bigger. Should we make it bigger? Will this help our slant? Yeah. Today is the 15th day of Shvat. The 15th day of Shvat is called the Rosh Hashanah, the New Year's Day for trees. It's written in Yiddish because the Rebbe was to speak in Yiddish also. Chach es is da aplug that there's an argument between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. Beit Shammai means the school of Shammai and the school of Hillel. Usually Shammai is more severe, more stringent, and Hillel is more lenient usually. But let's see. There's an argument between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel exactly when is this holiday of the Rosh Hashanah of trees. When is the New Year's of trees? What this means, we'll talk about. Is Dach Aber Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel, usually the law is Beit Hillel, and so it is here. Even more, it says that Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel, it's not a Mishnah. Usually, anytime when you see an argument between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel, it's not even an argument. The law goes according to Beit Hillel because Beit Shammai was a little bit too strict. Even though it says that why isn't the law like Beit Shammai? Because it can't be done, it's not relevant now. People they haven't got the ability to do things exactly the way God wants, the most strict way. There has to be a little bit of leniency nowadays, but it says in the days of the Moshiach, the law is going to be like Beit Shammai. Okay, Kenman Zagan, we can say, what is the explanation? Mirgefin, and we find many places in Shas, in the Talmud, as Beit Shammai hold, the Beit Shammai says, Azlinen Basar Koach. The Beit Shammai says we go after potential. And with Beit Shammai is very strict because he says that the Jewish people potentially they can be total servants of God every instant of their life. Why demand less than that? It's like a professional, basketball team. They demand the ultimate, the professional musicians, the pianists, a concert pianist. You pay whatever is $100 for a ticket. The band doesn't make any mistakes. You have to be exact. Said Beit Shammai, that's what the Jews are. We have to expect the utmost from them. Don't make any concessions. If not, then they'll all take it easy. You have to be super strict with the Jews. That's their potential. They can express their potential. We have to demand the potential of every Jew. So Beit Shammai goes according to what's the potential. Via says how it is still concealed, but it has to be, and we'll demand it from them, it'll be revealed. Beit Shammai, they go according to Paul, what actually is. For instance, there's a law which called Chalos Davash. And I want to just, 1 second, make a short break over here. 1 second. All right, so Beit Shammai, okay, what does it go? There is an argument, when is what's called the Rosh Hashanah of trees, when God makes a decision to enliven which tree and how he's going to do it, etc. God makes a decision on the trees. So it says, when is this the day that God decides? So Beit Shammai says it's the first day of Shvat. And Hillel says that it's the 15th day of Shvat. Okay, so what is the argument? So usually Beit Shammai is very strict because he goes according to the potential. He wants the full potential to be revealed. And the Hillel goes according to what there actually is. We can't expect too much from people. For instance, there's a law which is called Chalot Davash. Chalot Davash means a beehive, a beehive, right? It's a vessel, and vessels can be impure. When do they become impure? Because Beit Shammai says, as soon as you think about them, as soon as you think about this beehive, that you want it to be a vessel, a separate vessel, and not just a place where the bees are, you want to use it for something, then as soon as you think about it, then it becomes, if it becomes wet from the honey, from the bees, if you think about this hive, you want to use it for, let's say, something else, then it's susceptible to impurity. Impurity. If an impure person touches it, then it becomes impure. Beit Hillel says, no, only when you actually crush up the honey which is inside, right? You crush up the honey inside of it, then it becomes impure. Okay, good. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Honeycombs are I forgot the law. I'm sorry. Honeycombs are dry themselves. Once you crush up the honey which is inside of it, the outside of the hive, you crush up then it becomes a liquid. Okay. Beit Hillel says only when you actually crush up the honey which is inside, it becomes an actual liquid. That's when this hive is susceptible to impurity. And Beit Shammai says no. Even when you start to think about crushing up these hives, about the combs, the honeycombs, then you don't actually make liquid from it, but because you're potentially going to do it, then the hive becomes susceptible to impurity. According to the laws of purity and impurity, it's only relevant to the holy temple. Purity is that the fruits or vegetables, whatever, if they're not wet intentionally, then they don't receive impurity. And if an impure person touches them, you can still take them to the holy temple or whatever. Okay, so Beit Shammai says when you think about crushing the honeycombs, then the hive becomes impure. And Beit Hillel says, no, you have to actually crush the combs. Okay. Another one is Nerot Chanukah. Chanukah, and so Beit Shammai says you start off with only with 8 lights, because the first night there's a potential of 8. First night there's 8 light. First night you don't show what you've actually done. You go according to what the potential is. The first night there's a potential of 8, so you light 8. The second night there's less potential. There's only 7 days before you, so you light 7. Beit Hillel says, no, the first day you light 1 candle, and from then you increase more and more. Good. So we see that Beit Shammai always goes according to what the potential is, and Beit Hillel is according to the actual. So if so, it comes out that Beit Shammai is always talking about what is concealed. Yeah. And the Beit Hillel is talking about the days which already were, what you actually did. Beit Shammai always goes after a thing which can be, according to its potential, which is hidden. And Beit Hillel, he always goes according to what's revealed. The source of this is Beit Shammai. Its source comes from what's called Gevura, stringency, God's power. And his service is always in a way like fire, we talked about before just now, is concealment, going up from what's going up to what is concealed. Beit Hillel, he comes from kindness, like water, and his thing is drawing down, like water. What's revealed, that's all he's interested in. The whole idea of the first Rosh Hashanah of trees is that trees, Beimer trees, they nurture their life, they get their life and their water from the vasa, from the water, which from up gelepender yor, from the previous year. Up gelefengen yor. They get water from the previous year. Und es hebt sich an bei sie the gehen unica. And then I'm sorry. Then this begins to a new nurture. Let me just look this up 1 second. Let me look this up 1 second. Give me a second. That's right. That's right. The Zman, the time when the water from the new year begins to give it to nurture the tree is Fir Chadashim. It's always 4 months after the the judgment. Judgment. Okay, so what's going on? Trees live from water, right? The previous year goes according to the water from the previous year. This year, the day of judgment of the trees is going to judge how much water there's going to be in the next year. How much water is going to be? Water. In the holiday of Sukkot, that's the 15th day of Tishrei, that's when water is judged. And 4 months after that is the first day of Shvat. Then begins a new nurture for the trees, right? So as when the trees start start to nurture from the water that comes down, then that's considered to be the new year of the trees. That's when they start to get nurtured. When is water judged? When is it judged? When water is going to come down. So water is judged that's going to come down on Sukkot, the holiday of Sukkot. That's when it's judged how much water in general is going to be the next year. Water. So when do the trees actually start to nurture? 4 months after the judgment of water. Water is judged in Sukkot. 4 months after, Sukkot is the 15th day of the month. Right? 4 months after that is the 15th day of Shvat. That's when it's... But the 15th day of Tishrei, when water is judged, that's when it's judged when the water is actually going to come down. That's when it's judged when the water is actually come down. Thus, for Zamayim, that with the fact that the water is judged on Sukkot, this is actual, when the water is actually come down. But the potential of water, this is judged on 15 days before that, on Rosh Hashanah. The first day of Rosh Hashanah, the whole world is judged. On Rosh Hashanah is the whole entire world is judged. And therefore, it includes everything, including water. So if so, it comes out that every Rosh Hashanah is judged potentially everything in the world, including water. But water, and that's what Beit Shammai goes after. And 4 months after that Rosh Hashanah, when everything is judged potentially, 4 months after that, that's when the trees start to nurture potentially. That's the first day of Shvat. That's what Beit Shammai says is the day of judgment for trees, the first day of Shvat. Beit Hillel goes after actual. What's actual? Water is actually judged separately. God decides that. That's on the 15th day of Tishrei. That's the holiday of Sukkot. Actual. When does the rain actually come down? When do the trees actually start to nurture from that water? 4 months afterwards. That's the 15th day. That's the whole argument. Because between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel, potential Beit Shammai goes according to what's potential. And that the world potentially is judged on Rosh Hashanah, the first day of Tishrei, and 4 months after that is the first day of Shvat. Beit Hillel goes after actual. Water specifically is actually judged on the 15th day of Tishrei. 4 months after that is the 15th day of Shvat, and that's when we celebrate Rosh Hashanah of the trees. The Balta is the unique because the nurture of the trees in a revealed way from the new water comes 4 months after the actual judgment. So it comes out that the the new nurture is the new nurture of the coming year in a concealed way is the first day of Shvat, 4 months after Rosh Hashanah, which everything is judged in hell and concealment. But water is judged in a revealed way on the 15th day in Sukkot, and therefore the judgment for the trees 4 months later is the 15th day of Shvat. Therefore, Beit Shammai, which goes after the power of potential, they hold as the first day of Shvat is the first day for trees, and Beit Hillel goes after actual. They say the 15th day of Shvat is the day of trees. According to them, comes out that also Beit Shammai also agrees that in fact, actually, the Rosh Hashanah of trees is on the 15th day because that's when it actually happens. Okay, what does this mean to us? The whole topic of the New Year's Day for trees, this is also in a human being. Like it says, Ki Adam Eitz HaSadeh. It's a sentence in the Torah. Here we go. Where is it? Sadeh Eitz Torah. Here it is. Devorim in the book. The yeah, in the Torah was, I think. Anyway, it's in the book of Deuteronomy. So it says, man is likened to a tree of the field. Even though over there it's a different meaning, but that's what the words are. A man is like the tree of a field. Okay, what's the thing of a tree of a field? A tree has to have roots. A tree has to have branches and leaves, and a tree mainly is talking about fruits. That's what the sentence is a man. A man is like a tree. It's talking about a fruit trees. It says the main thing of a tree is that it gives fruits. Gibt Fruchten, it gives fruits. From welche es wächst nach dem Elenis, and from the fruits are seeds, and there are more fruits, and those fruits also contain seeds, and from there comes more trees. So from technically one fig, you can make 1,000,000 figs, 1,000,000,000 figs. From one fig, you have a tree. You plant the whole tree. The tree has on it 1,000 figs. Each one of those has a seed, which can be planted to make a tree. Each one of those trees, from those 1,000 figs, makes 1,000 trees. So you already got 1,000,000. So that's the idea. Same thing with a human being. A person also, every Jew has to be fruitful, has to have an influence on his surrounding, in his synagogue, in the yeshiva, or just general, wherever a person is. He has to also mashpiyazan. He has to be fruitful. As zolen zukommen nor yidden. What does it mean? Fruitful means, like it says, the first commandment is be fruitful and multiply. One Jew has to make another Jew. The blessing which we give him is that the fruit, the trees, should be like him. Line is like he himself is. Ze seinen penimius, wie seinen penimius. That you have to be genuine in your Judaism, genuine in your connection to the Creator, and genuine in your desire to improve the whole creation, like God wants. And you have to pray that the improvements that you make in the world impress other people, that they want to be like you, and they too want to improve the world and also make other people that they're like them. Was thus is the best bracha. This is the blessing from a tree. Like the rabbis say, Ilan, Ama barachecha, tree, what will I bless you? Sheyiyu, there should be Netiyas chamocha. It says it's in the Talmud. Where is it? A man was sitting under a tree, and he really got the Gemara in Tainus. He was sitting on a tree, and he got tremendous enjoyment from the tree and from the fruits. and from the shade of the tree and the beauty of the tree and the flowers and the fragrance and everything. And he said, tree, I want to give you a blessing. I want to bless you, tree. So the tree was already successful. The tree already had fruits. It already had, what should I bless you? I bless you that your offspring should be just like you. That the trees that grow from your seeds should be as fruitful and plentiful and beautiful and fragrant as you are. It's the same thing as with us, that we have to be good examples to the world, and we should pray that the other people that we influence, that they should also do everything they can to be good influences on the world. Boyim boyim says, this is just a translation in Yiddish. When your offspring, when the plants that come, when the seeds, the plants that grow from your seeds are like you, is V, as the Gemara says, like it ends up in Masechtas and Sanhedrin, it says, Nachdem via rechend ois kama kitzim. It says that the Moshiach is supposed to come. When it's supposed to come, it says v'shas is vetzayin anfeichem titnu uperechechem tisau. It says, when will Moshiach? What's a sign of Moshiach coming? When all of the fruit trees are bountiful and plentiful. Is ein lecha ketz magula mizeh. There's no end of exile greater than this, when the ground is fruitful and it produces fruits. Thus is the emissim simon. This is the true sign as the Mashiach comes. In other words, when your only interest is to benefit the world in a way that it encourages other people to benefit people in a way that it inspires them to also want to do like you, to benefit people in a way that inspires people to be like them. Namely what? To benefit people. And so that's the best sign of Mashiach coming, when all the potential of the world, like Beit Shammai, when it comes to be revealed like Beit Hillel. As men halten sich, and that we believe, or I'm sorry, when you hold on to the tree of life. What's the tree of life? The rabbis of Chabad, Rebbe Seinu, Kadoshim, and the Torah Chassidut, which that's called the tree of life. The revealed Torah is called the Torah of the good and evil, because it deals with good and it deals with evil. The Torah tells you what's good and bad, but the tree of life only deals with good. How to make the world good, everything good. When men is done mashpia, then you can have an effect on another Jew, bizes is until that other Jew becomes like you. As men vet kennen, then we can see the growth, the children which I have produced, namely the spiritual children. Thus, as a simon of kiruvacates, this is the sign that the end of all the confusion, the exile, has arrived. From them geula tida, there'll come the future redemption. Mashiach tzikenu. That's why we say for Mashiach, it's Samach David, the plant of King David. All right, that's Tu B'Shvat. Let's talk a little bit about the giving of the Torah. And this is what we're going to talk about more tomorrow, on Friday also. And by the giving of the Torah, it says, Elokim is called more. That God spoke all of these things to say. You know what? Maybe we'll stop this and we'll start it again. Let's try this. Let's try it. Let's try to do it. Stop, pause the